Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, get that bell notification on too, so you don't miss out on the next episode of Brockton County, an Ontario themed city. And make sure to hit the like button too. The like button helps with the channel a lot. Last episode and on Monday's episode, we've been building out in Strathcona. We've been expanding the suburb, one of the first suburb, I believe, of the downtown Batherston. Yeah, you know, I think it's turned out really nicely. It's got a good theme, a good classic suburb vibe to it. We also built an airport on Monday's episode, kind of like a municipal airport, recreational airport. Yeah, it's just some really cool vibes out on the east end of the city. So that's what we're going to be kind of going back to today. We're going to be kind of finishing up the last little bits of it, and then we're going to go over into the south of Strathcona into Strathcona Lakes, which is going to be like the cottage country kind of area. And I think we'll be expanding some of that. We'll be adding in a couple cool features. And let's hop out and take a look at it. So here is Strathcona suburbs. I've made the district around it. This is all we've done so far. You know, definitely got some cool vibes to it. We got a bunch of pedestrian connections. I have been doing some things off camera, mainly because I've been waiting for it to grow up a little bit, just so we're going to start getting our residential demand back, because we just did some just vast zoning through here. But there's a couple things we got to do still. We got to do some city services. I want to build a stable out over here, and a couple other cool little features. But what have I done off camera? Well, I added in some pedestrian connections. I added in a water tower over here. Same kind of feel like we're doing in our other series, Fort Prairie, where we have the earthquake sensor beside the water tower, kind of, you know, a bit of like a data holding center, I guess. We needed some water out over here. I've also done some buses. We'll take a quick peek at that. And then I've started expanding out over here a little bit. Not a big fan of these large buildings, so we'll delete them. There's a lot of them, so we'll just delete them all. And then here's the airport that we did earlier in the week. Really fun little build. But what else have I done? Well, I added in some fences along the road here, which is Strathcona Avenue. We're going to need to extend that all the way through here, right down to here. That'll work. Strathcona Avenue goes all the way down this way. So what are we going to do today? Well, we're going to expand out into here. We're going to kind of try to leave like a bit of an unfinished suburb on this side. We're going to get some city services, a stable, and then we'll go all the way down Strathcona Avenue, which is a bit bendy and turny, but I guess that's okay. Here, let's just do a little quick trick. We'll grab move it, and we'll just reset this object. And there we go. And we'll come all the way down Strathcona Avenue. I think this is still Strathcona Avenue. Yeah, we got another bit of a bendiness happening right here. We'll try to straighten that out as we kind of go over top of this area. Yeah, there we go. That works. And then we're going to be looking at Strathcona Lakes, this kind of neighborhood. I want to use a neat feature to put in this area, which will kind of help tie in, you know, maybe another suburb over on this side. But yeah, I really want to focus out on this area at the end of the build. If we don't get past Strathcona Lakes into cottage country, we'll work on cottage country next time around when we do a nature reserve along the bluffs over here. This has been a feature that I've wanted to do since the beginning when I made the map, because I put a lighthouse over here so it would remind me to do that. Anyway, so let's go back over to Strathcona suburbs. I didn't really think of a name for it off the top of my head, but I think it works for now. If you have a name for this town, because it could clearly be a different town. It's not really part of Strathcona. Strathcona's over here. It's got the main street over here, the classic 1960s, 50s kind of feel to it. So yeah, just let me know what you think. If you want to name Strathcona suburbs a bit more of a traditional suburban feel. So yeah, so what's going to be on tap today? Well, we're going to start off with the city services, and I've been kind of pegging this little corner here for some of those. So I just put this as a park here just so I could remember to do the city services. And let's start off with healthcare. Let's take a quick peek at healthcare. We'll just kind of move down the line. And actually, before we do that, let's start with garbage, because that's technically first. And the post office, I guess, too. So we do have decent garbage coverage over here. We have a little piece, our little kind of building over on this side, which is in the airport. but we won't count that. We do have some capability over in Strathcona over here. And then over on this side, we have our massive plant, our garbage processing plant, and it seems to be doing pretty well. So you know what? We'll skip garbages for now. I've already kind of looked at power. We're good. I added in the water tower. We're good. So yeah, healthcare is the way to go. This is the next step. We do have a clinic over here, but I think we should get another one. And we'll go with the basic clinic. And I think like a good kind of location for it is right here. So at the end of last episode, we didn't really know what to do with this square as I was waiting for this to zone up, which took a long time because it's not exactly the most valuable of land. We can actually take a look at how it's doing now. It's doing pretty good, actually. I'm surprised. I've been adding in dog parks in random locations, like over here, and then I think there's one over here and over here. So I've just been trying to, spruce up the place a little bit. So we got some healthcare now. That's fantastic. Let's move into death care. This town doesn't have a cemetery. Bit of an oversight by me, but I was thinking what would be kind of, if this was a town before it really started becoming a big box kind of town, I think this street probably would have been the main street here. We got Birch Street, so I was thinking that over here, or maybe the airport when this was built in the 40s or 30s. Could be a good spot. So we have a ton of land over here. I was thinking maybe we could just squeeze it in right here. But why don't we try to look at just expanding out this on this side a little bit. So let's just turn our guidelines back on. And right in here, we'll get another connection. That works. We might connect into here in the future. Not too sure. But let's connect into here now. And we'll connect into here. Not sure, again, how this is going to connect up with this highway here. So we'll leave it be. I think we should probably get another connection point. If anything, it should probably be right here. So why don't we just connect that up? And then what we can do is just kind of upgrade this section here with some highways. So what we'll do is, I think this should actually be country road. Then it goes into highway here. So why don't we downgrade, I guess? Downgrade, I guess, would technically work into these, because now we can get, sidewalks and stuff along here. And then we can go back to the country road, which is in rural, I believe. Yeah. And we'll put this to like then where the national highway is. I think that works. And we don't really need it over on this side. But why not? We can do that. And then we'll upgrade the speed limits. And you know what? If people want to ride their bikes and stuff over here now it can actually work. This is a light at the moment, I believe. No, it's nothing. Okay, well, that seems to be working fine for now. We might need to upgrade that into a roundabout. Over here seems to be going pretty good, but let's, you know what, I forgot. We should probably, oops. I should grab the picker mod. Should probably upgrade that piece there. So we have some dedicated turning lanes. And we'll look at the speed limits momentarily as well. So let's go and do that right now. Whoa, where are we? So it's 80. We slow down into 40 here. Back to 80. Slow down into 40. 80. 40. A little silly, but I think it works. Let's upgrade the speed limit on this road. Right here, though. Just because maybe we'll get a bit more traffic coming through here. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, that works. Why don't we upgrade that to 60? So I was thinking about making this one a roundabout, but we'll see how this specific intersection does, because I think I only want to make one of them a roundabout, and we'll wait for all the traffic to kind of figure out what it wants to do now that we have two connections in here, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay, so we'll delete this, and let's clear out this area from trees, because we're going to be building in here. And we're at death care. Okay, so why don't we kind of go from, I mean, it would be kind of makes sense to put it over here, but it is a bit close to the airport. But if this was an older town that has since been bought up, why don't we put it over on this side of things? Okay, sorry for the flippy floppiness, but I think this will work. Looks like the roads are slightly off, but that's okay with me. for this build. Let's put that right in here. That works. And then why don't we get an old church in here as well? Ooh, wrong thing. We could go for one of these smaller ones that I have downloaded. But let's just go for this older style. Now let's pop that down right there, and then we'll just recenter this one over onto here. And we'll just make it look like it's all part of the same little complex here. Yeah, like maybe this was an older farm road at some point. Maybe we can actually kind of make that vibe a little bit more real. We'll bring this road all the way through. Where would this road go? We could connect it right down into here, but that doesn't really make sense to do that. Yeah, there's not really a road over here, eh? Oh, wow. And we have a bridge over on this side, so if anything, I guess we should try to connect it down into this area. So why don't we just connect it off of this road? Why not? Let's just make a nice little random connection that I had not planned to do today. So let's go from here. We'll just come straight out. Why not? That's pretty steep. We'll come back and we'll do some sloping in a second. And we'll just come out over here. Swing by these lakes. Maybe this will kind of allow us to build out this way eventually. There we go. And then I'll grab this road here. And we'll do that. Come back through. Dedicated turning lanes. And we'll see. So yeah, we got a lot of backup through here. Maybe it's best to make this one a roundabout. Maybe both. We'll see. Okay, so let's do some sloping now, because it's a little messy, isn't it? So I don't think I did not look at the topography before, but let's slope it from here to about here. That looks pretty good. Nice. And we're just gonna do some rough looks off of the eye. So the eye test, as some may call it. Let's go from about here. Let's slope this out. Actually, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. We don't really need to do that. This should probably get fixed here. So let's do this one. We'll slope it from here to here, and then why don't we go from here all the way down to here? Whoa, that's a big cut. Okay, let's bring it back a little bit then. 3.8. That's still a pretty big cut, but I think we can make that look a little bit more realistic with some smoothing and everything like that. This was, you know, just a rough idea to get a couple more cars flowing over here, and a bit more of a reason why there's an older church over on this area. Maybe this is like a more, like an older colonial road or something like that, that they've since like redone the intersection. Yeah, okay, that works. We'll smooth all this out, and then we'll smooth this area out. All right, fantastic. So it looks like some people are actually using it, which is really good. So it's going to help steal some traffic off of this road over here, and even maybe the highway as well. Okay, so we got the church in here, so we can kind of make this look a little bit more filled in. So why don't we grab a fence? So that's not where fences are, Steven. Fences are over here. Let's go with just a wooden fence, and we'll just try and go from about here to here and over. I think that works. Why don't we then just grab both of these, and we'll push this one right back into the corner here like that, because I do want to get just a bit of parking in here actually for people in the church. Okay, so let's go. There we go. Just like that. That works. Let's grab both of these. We'll put them to the same height as that. And then we'll just smooth this all out so it looks a little bit silly. There we go. And yeah, I mean, that works. That's all we really need. I'm just going to run a little bit of a dirt path from here. over like that, and then we'll get our forest brush out and just add in some trees. All right, very nice. So that's death care. Let's stick in this area really quickly because let's go into childcare, because I don't think there's any childcare out in Strathcona at all. There is one over here, so we definitely need one out in this area. And why don't we put that... Sticking over here might be nice, but it's pretty close to the airport. Okay, why don't we save this one for an extension of the suburbs here. So let's take a quick peek at that. Looks like we're going to need to fill in this little area over here. Okay, so let's move on to that then, and we'll get back into the city services. Let's choose that land to level out, and we'll just smooth out this terrain here. Now, any developer would 100% fill this in. It's not hard to do at all. Just try and find the same height, which is exactly right at the base of this mountain, so it would just make total sense to do. Mountain. It's an Ontario mountain, therefore it's a hill. So, yeah, that works. So we'll go out a couple more blocks with this, but then what we'll do is we'll start kind of like ending off the suburb, like there's like a newer development coming through. Maybe it's a different developer, because otherwise we could just continue it out forever and ever and ever. So I'm thinking maybe what we do is we connect up at someplace over here with it. So let's just bring it out to about this point. Let's find a nice connection point over here. Yeah, why don't we bring it out at a 90-degree angle? That works with me. And what would happen with this road? Why don't we bring this road around the lake here? Okay, let's smooth this out really quickly as well. All right. And then I guess we should probably try to make this a bit of a better angle for a suburb. So this is about roughly it. That works. And then we'll get another connection point right here. And this will go around the lake. All right. You know what, I'm gonna redo this connection point right to here. Just because I want to make sure we have some clean grid lines on this side. I don't really mind if it's a bit funky over here. There we go. It's looking a little bit nicer. All right, fantastic. And then we'll get the stable over here, which is going to be the next part of the build. But this is kind of giving us a nice space for some development. Looks like we're running out of power. That is interesting. What can we do about that? Well, how's the wind over here? Whoa. It's a very windy map. So we have our nuclear power plant all the way over here. I mean, I don't really want to extend that. We have another secondary power station over here. So why don't we just extend or attach into that then? There we go. Okay, so hopefully that should be good. Let's go past Pearson. Oh, down into Strathcona. I got lost in my own city. All right, so the whole point of doing that section over here was so that we could figure out how this grid is going to work out for this stage 2 development of this suburb. So we built stage 1 yesterday, so maybe a new developer got hold of the next one. Bring this right through. So yeah, maybe we'll go with some like larger kind of vibes to it. Larger rectangles. We'll continue the same grid though. And then this is a bit windy, isn't it? That's fun. Okay, so we said we're gonna go for some larger grids, so why don't we go from about here? That works. So we're leaving 2 spaces. This is just gonna really eat up a lot of our residential demand. Okay, and then we'll bring this one out about here. That works. And then we'll just curve it right in until we get a 90-degree-ish angle. That's about as close as we can get, so that works with me. We'll just look at smoothing this out. Along Mill Street here. If you're ever in Canada and you're looking for a good beer, Mill Street. Not sponsored. All right, let's get down in here, bring it down. And why don't we leave this section open here? And maybe you can kind of go with that vibe of unfinished suburb. All right, then we got some larger lots over on this side because I didn't plan it out exactly. So I guess if we were to redo it, this is where that road would be. All right, let's do it. All that work for nothing, I guess. But I guess at this point it can just be a free-form road. Maybe they tied into an older road over through here. Okay, so we can get a nice clean cul-de-sac through here too. Because there's definitely not going to be zoning on this road. And then we could even get a nice curved cul-de-sac right here, like this, maybe. No, let's leave it. Let's leave it for now. Because there's so much to do, and we're already 20 minutes into the episode. So, where were we? We were at childcare. So I think this area over here is just prime location. There's a bus stop right here, which might be really helpful for people getting around. So why don't we place this right here? Like that. That works. I think we're probably going to need another elementary school too, if I'm not mistaken. We're jumping the gun a little bit. But, I mean, this counts as an elementary school, but I think we're going to need another one. So why don't we place that elementary school right here, like in the same section as the childcare facility. Maybe it's like a special education facility. It's got like a daycare tied into it as well, kind of thing. I think that kind of works. Maybe it's like a kindergarten and elementary school combination. And we'll just fence off this area right here like that. And there we go. They even got their own yard. That wasn't the amusement park fence. Didn't mean to do that, but that is okay. I mean, it works. Then let's just grab a nice little tree here. Put that one in the corner. We'll put another one right over here. And I think that that does the job. Okay, so we're going back to healthcare here. The next one is elder care. And yeah, so I was thinking this cul-de-sac here would be a really nice kind of area for it. Because, you know, maybe we can get a bit of a park going out over here. But, you know, a more central location. This is a bit too close to the airport, in my opinion. But a more central location, like over here and here. But, yeah, you know, I like the idea of kind of using this cul-de-sac over here for it. I mean, it could be perfect right here. And then what we could do is we could build out, like, a parking lot and stuff on the other side. Because this is so close to a bus stop here, too, if I'm not mistaken. Let's grab the buses. No, okay, so let's add a bus stop on both sides right here. That makes perfect sense to do. Then I'll pull this out until that connects so that we have a pedestrian connection here. And yeah, let's get a parking lot and then we'll get some walking paths and stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna place this down right over here and we're just gonna move it like that. That's good. And then there's the entrance point. Okay, perfect. And then we'll just need to get some nice paths through here. So what we could do is we could make this whole area concrete. Something like that. And we can bring this down here like so. That works. And then we'll bring this connection right there to the bus stop. Okay, and then we can fill in. Oh, that's a bit too big of a brush. Just that little bit here. And then why don't we add in some trees instead to kind of make it look a little bit nicer. Go into single trees right here. Yeah, let's place that one right there instead. Yeah, that looks really nice. Okay, so that was a nice little addition as such. And once we get through here, we'll look at the buses because I realized I still haven't shown them yet. And we have these items as well, the sauna and stuff like that. I'm not going to place the sports hall and gymnasium because it's just an insane price for what it is. And we have, you know, like a hockey arena, but I like the sauna. It's not that expensive at all. It's a cool little addition to any kind of downtown feel or like main kind of strip. So let's place this right over here. If that works. Sauna. Okay, so that's healthcare. Fire. Yeah, fire, we don't have good coverage at all. So I'm think I'm going to use one of these larger ones. Why don't we go for the older style? And maybe this is where we can put kind of over here. That works, and that should really boost up the coverage. Yeah, looks like it is. We might need a second one over in here, but we'll wait and see. Or we could kind of just plan ahead of time and add that in right over here. Like that. And a nice little addition to the paving area over here will go a long way. We could also go back into fire coverage and go into the helicopters over here because we do have an airport over this way. I'm not sure where the other fire helicopters are. I think it's over here. So we could totally get another one out this way. I mean, I don't really see a problem with that. Maybe what we can do is we can use... If we're going to build a stable over here, we should probably not get helicopters out this way. But maybe we could get the helicopters out over here, and that's not the biggest deal in the world. I mean, we're right beside the airfield. Maybe this was like an addition onto it at one point. So why don't we just grab this, and we'll just connect up like so. And we'll go back into the fire helicopters right here. And I'm just getting a bit too close on that side, so why don't we place it down right here. I mean, I know I've just built the road on this side where it connects up over here, but don't really have the space for it. I want to make sure that there's a nice clean flight path. And we can always, get, an extra parking lot or something over on this side instead. So why don't we do that? Okay, so we need something. Oh, I was wondering why it wasn't working. I mean, that works. Doesn't need to be anything special. And then we'll get another fire hall right beside it or something like that for ground vehicles. And that means this fire watchtower that I placed off camera should probably move. And why don't we place it, I don't know, over here. Alright, that works. And of course we need water out this way. So I'm just going to tie in to the water system. There we go. And then I can pick up water from this lake and then head off. So yeah, that's fire. I don't think we need anything from the disasters DLC out this way. We could go for a radio tower though, actually. That could be nice. Where could that go? Make sure it's far enough away from everything, like the airport and stuff. So why don't we place that? It's a bit too close. You know what? Do we really need it? That is the question. Yeah, why not? So this is right in front of the airport, so we probably shouldn't place it over here, but it could go nicely right over in this area. Right beside the highway. You often see that, don't you? Okay, and then we'll just make a nice little connection. We'll just go with a dirt path, so we don't have to really like make a proper road connection to it. There we go. Looks pretty cool. Oh, water, of course. Bring this down to here. All right, really eating up time. Police. So police is next. We have a police station down over here, and then we have police out in Strathcona. So do we really need one down here? Probably not, but is there a commercial center that needs to be expanded with something? Yes, there is. So why don't we place this right here? That works with me. We can come back in and fill up the rest of it afterwards. So education. Yeah, I mean, we're probably good, right? Because we just did 2 elementary schools. We have a high school right in here. I assume this is going to be fine. Libraries, that could be an option to kind of fill out some space. Why don't we put the library right in here? It fits perfectly. Kind of makes sense too. It's right beside, you know, an elementary school. It's pretty centralized. There's a bus line that goes right by it, which we need to definitely revise. Or we could put the library over here. I mean, that makes sense. It's a bit more. It looks pretty nice on this side too. Actually, we don't need houses on that side, and this is a bit. This kind of makes it look a little bit more of like a main street kind of feel. So why don't we do that instead? Let's take off the housing through here. We'll add in the commercial zoning right there like that. And then why don't we add in more commercial right through here? Or you know what, we could probably just get a street through here. That could work, why not? Let's turn our guidelines on. Let's turn collision off really quickly. Don't let me forget to turn it back on, okay guys? There we go. Turned it back on. I've forgotten too many times lately to do that. So something like that. And I know the zoning's a bit broken up now, but I think it all works out in the end. Alrighty. So the reason why I left this gap here, let's actually make sure that's a bit larger, is because I want to get a nice, simple pedestrian connection through here, because you know, we have that bus stop right on the other side, and I know I haven't shown the buses yet, but there's just so much going on. Just like that, and look, there's even like a back entrance to the library, which is covered by houses which need to be destroyed. Yeah, you know, that works out really nicely. We got a nice bus stop there, and then we can get some residential through here. And I always like to just put a bit of a fence around in these situations. Just like that. And so we got sauna through here. We can make this whole section commercial. And the same thing right down in here. It's a bit strange, this section, but I think it'll work out. We could also just try to adjust the zoning a little bit, and that might help clean it up. And it looks like it did a little bit. All right, so I guess this is probably gonna be residential, but we'll save this for another time to expand. Right through here, we can just fill up the rest with some commercial zoning. And then we'll add in some trees in the middle here. Wow, this town is really spruced up here, eh? Let's just destroy some of these silly ones. All right, so where were we? We were just looking at education. We just added in a library. I don't think there's anything over here or anything like that. Transit. Oh, you know what? Post office. We didn't do the post office. There's no post office in this town yet, so that's something we should totally add in. And what better location than not that one? We'll put it right here. That'll help fill it out. So there's one post office. We could get a second one, but I think we're probably fine. We could even kind of add it in over here and make this area like a bit of like a commercial kind of zone. What we'll do is we'll just use like a walkway behind to kind of demarcate the commercial zone from the residential zone. And then we can add in, oops, come on. That right there, that's probably fine. We could actually instead just to build a nice simple connection like that. Alrighty. Yeah, that works. Alright, so it looks like we got some zoning back now. Is there anything else we need to do? I don't think there's any taxi stands in this area, but we should totally do that. There's no industrial zone over here, but I suppose something down over on this side is a bit more industrial. So why don't we add in the taxi depot over here? Let's actually move it into this zone. Let's go on this side actually. And then we can add in like a taxi stand by the bus stop over here. So why don't we just place this? So that's beside the high school, isn't it? Okay, let's take this right off like that, and then I'll just place it down on a random road. Then I'm just going to use move it, and we're just going to move it onto here because I think we took zoning off of this road, which is why it's not working. And we'll just add this in right here. And I think that does a lot. Just a little taxi stand in case people need to do anything. But now let's look at buses, because as we can see, there's a lot going on. I don't know why I can't turn off intercity buses here. It seems to be going okay. So what are the bus lines in this area? Well, I was just kind of playing around with some of them, and we'll take a look. So we got a couple buses. We have one bus, a bus loop that goes through the suburbs here. And that's kind of what it does. I'm thinking we might need to expand it out a little bit, right? So why don't we bring it down to here, and then we'll just bring this one. Yeah, why not? That works, I guess. It's just the suburbs. The buses are always horrible in the suburbs. Okay, let's add a bus stop right here. We'll add one right there. We can probably move this one down then. Nope, I'm just trying to keep them clean on specific roads. But why don't we get that bus stop back over here in this commercial area instead? We'll get it to kind of swoop up, and we'll make sure everyone down here just, sucks to live in a little bit of a void of transit. Because I definitely want bus stops right through here in this commercial zone. Yeah, so then they all kind of link up to the bus depot over here. We could probably get another one though that can specifically run out to the stable or something like that. And then we have a bus loop that runs from the bus stop down through here, this little commercial zone, along through here, and then they use the new underpass, which connects up into all of the other Strathcona lines. It goes all the way down to the train station actually too. So the orange line through here runs right into the forestry industry, and then it goes into the downtown somewhere, I forget where. And then we have another line that runs to the train station that goes into the cottage country area. So, the purple lines into this bus depot kind of connect up with everything going on down in here. So I think it works out pretty great. Is it the most effective? No. Is there going to be a transit video kind of dedicated in this area. Maybe I wouldn't mind doing a couple of transit videos at the end of the series. So maybe we can come back to it. But I think for the time being at least, this is an effective transit system. Realistic as well, you know, a little crappy. I mean, maybe we could get a bus that kind of just runs, you know, maybe connecting it right up into here, it swings down into here, and then over into this area. I suppose that could work. So why don't we just get one, and okay, so let's start it over on this side. It'll then loop around. Ooh, I meant to get it on this side, and then we can get it to swing by the airport, I guess, and then it can hook up into here. Let's make it hook up right at the end there, and then it will loop around here, and then we'll get it to come right beside the retirement home. So a bit of a weird loop for the bus. That's okay. And then we'll get it to, how about we connect it up here. We'll get it to stop, and then we'll come back down on the other side. Just so we can kind of connect up with these, with this black and white line. There we go, and then we'll come all the way down through here. And we'll get another stop right here, just for the sake of it. And, yeah, we'll stop right here so then they can get off, and then we'll come back up right over here. We'll stop out, go right in here. Let's see how that kind of looped up. Yeah, it kind of hooks it into these systems, and then we'll come all the way back the way we came. Let's stop right beside ourselves in the same bus depot. Maybe it changes numbers once it gets down to the end, you know. And then we can stop right in front of the hockey rink, and then back. All right, that works. Just you know, a simple little connection here that just extends the connections. Holy cow! I cannot believe how fast the time has kind of just flown by. Goodness, I did not get nearly enough done. Because there's a couple other things I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to get a skate park in this town somewhere. And you know what? I think a great location for that would be right in here. Why don't we make this area a bit of a park, and we'll just try and place that down right there. I mean, a bit dangerous to have it right beside the road here, but I wonder how far back we can pull it before it loses. Oh, wow. Okay, we can pull it back pretty far. Okay, so why don't we do that? And then we'll get just a normal path, and we'll run this path from here right across, like so. We can fill up the rest with concrete, and then we'll have another path running from here to here. Let's just center that a little bit. Okay, and what other kind of sports items don't we have in here? You know, volleyball could work. Basketball too. Tennis. I don't have any tennis, do we? Fortunate that I can't place it there. I wonder if I can use move it though, or will it freak out on me? It's freaking out on me, but that's okay. I think maybe we can get this to work. We just maybe turn this one off. I'd rather not it be flashing, and if it's just it is okay. Well, we can just delete that little teeny connection point. And what other sports items don't we have in here yet? I guess it would just be like basketball, right? Okay, why don't we get 2 basketball courts in here? I know we've already done some basketball, but I think that's decent to kind of use. And then what we'll do is I'll just fill in this whole area with concrete, because you know this is like a skater park. And then why don't I run a simple park path connection. I'm not gonna connect it up just so people can, you know, we can see people walk through it. Same thing here. So again, if you connect the nodes, you get a weird little marcation, but if you put it close enough, people can still connect through it, and it looks a little bit better. Yeah, okay. It's pretty fun. Why don't we just get a little fence around the tennis courts because, you know, tennis. I suppose we have a ball fence somewhere, but I'm not sure where it is. But I guess this is good enough for the theme, at least. We'll say there's a bit of an opening right here for people to get in. All right, a little extension right through there. And, you know, we could do some industry as well, but we've definitely kind of run out of time. Okay, so we'll look at traffic another time. I think making this one a roundabout's probably the way to go. So why we can just do that one. And let's see, let's just go to a 3-lane road. It's right here. Okay, 3-lane road, no parking. Let's just shrink it down a little bit. That works. Pause the game. Let's just set it up really quickly. And yeah, so I guess we'll do Strathcona Lakes next time. I guess it will kind of work a bit better with the theme than just kind of squeezing in a random element in here in that build. But yeah, maybe this could be a bit straighter. Yeah, we just kind of added a roundabout. But yeah, I think this is going to be pretty effective for the traffic here. On this side, I suppose we're fine. Things seem to be flowing pretty good through here. There's not a lot of turning cars. Right in here there is, but I guess we could think about putting a light through that section, but I think this will work out great. Okay. Let's just fill out some residential through here. And we were talking about getting residential through in this section, weren't we? All right. Get rid of that one. And we'll just get a nice, simple pedestrian connection. Okay, so let's do the stable before we get too distracted with anything else. I say as I just zone some things in. Okay, let's just try to end this section off. And then we can keep adding in residential as we go. Like this section right through here is actually a really nice spot for like a plaza or something like that. But we'll see down the road. So this is going to be really helpful for filling in some zoning down the line. Let's get the stable going. And how did I want to mark off this area as being a bit of a area under construction? Well, we're going to use this line here as like the end of the built suburb. But if we use some dirt roads, and we just kind of make some straight connection points off of it. And then I'll kind of let's do a couple really quickly. Just bring these out a little bit farther. Let's see where the grade is. Okay, we're good here then. So let's try to keep the same grid length that we've been doing. Just like that. Okay, so that works. Bring these dirt roads through, and we'll do one more little line here, or grid. Connect these up. And let's just do one more, because I think we have time to do the stable still. Okay, and then I'll take an industry road, and we'll upgrade this entry point into here. And it looks like they've started thinking about paving in, but they've roughly planned out some of the starting grid. It's not even exact, the roads yet. So, and maybe we can even get an industry road connection right down into here as well. Yeah, so it looks like they started planning out a future suburban development. But let's get that stable in here. And why over here? Well, I thought it'd be a really neat spot for a little stable build. I don't think I've ever really done stables before. Could also connect it in over on this side too. So why don't we do that? Just like so. And then I'll just move this right into the middle here so it seems like it's a bit more of an actual road. And then what we can do here is we can actually maybe think about extending some things down the road. We can get some houses around here as well. So let's grab this road here. And I think we're pretty level, if I'm not mistaken. We are, but not in this section here, so we'll need to fix that really quickly. From here to here. All right, and we'll just smooth this out. Ah, man, I can't believe I went over time again. All right, it's close enough. So let's grab a road here, and I just want to connect it up like this. And then let's grab dirt roads or industry roads. Let's go industry road first. Okay, that works with me. And let's find that stable and let's try to work in the asset. So I believe it's in here. Yeah, here it is right here. So it's a nice like old farmhouse kind of style, right? So I think the reason why I wanted to do this today is because I want to look at doing this in Fort Prairie. And I was looking to see how we can kind of work this asset in with a farm or something, and I think it could go very nicely with the farm. Yeah, I think it would go really nicely with the farm. Okay, so let's push this over onto this side, and then we'll get a bit of a dirt road through it. So let's go into rural. Bring this down to here. Yeah, you know what? This is going to turn out pretty nicely. So we could get some farming assets over here as well. I'm not sure if this is fertile land or not. No, but I'm sure we could add in some fertile land instead of oil. Yeah, maybe we can make a bit of a farm out here or something with this down the line. But yeah, unfortunately we didn't really get too much with the stable, but you know, as long as we got it in at least. All right, so I'm just gonna roughly fill this in case we build some things out here. So what's gonna need to be out here, the stable? Well, I think we're gonna need a bit of a parking lot. So let's just go something like that, just so people can park their vehicles. We'll get some trees throughout here as well, and yeah, you know, I was thinking about getting a couple houses along here as well. Like the people who live here, they have their houses over on this side. So the farm hands, and then if we make this a bit of a farm, we could add in a bit more. But I guess I'll just leave it here for now. And what did we do today? Well, we really expanded the suburbs of Strathcona. We sure did. Let's actually just leave this part blank. Because I know that because we didn't even figure out the water. But we looked at the buses. I mean, I did the buses off camera, but you know, I think it was just a bit of a time saver to do that in this instance. Yeah, we added in a lot of cool features, a lot of city services, expanded out over here, got a nice skate park, got a church over on this side. We definitely get in some more suburbs on this side as well, but I think overall this area is going to look a lot nicer than it did because it was just a field before. I mean, depends on your view of things, but we got, you know, elder care facility in here. We worked out how the grid was going to kind of expand. Got a nice little elementary school in here with, for some reason, a skyscraper beside it. Yeah, you know, I think this area turned out pretty nicely. So I think what's going to happen is we're just going to fill into about this road here. And then we'll kind of call it a day. Maybe we can make a bit of a nature reserve in here, just like a quick little walking path around the lake here. We might come back and touch this area up, but next time we're in Strathcona, in Brockton County. I want to work out in this area specifically. All of Strathcona Lakes will work down into here. So maybe we can start it with this, and then we can maybe fall back into here, do some touch-ups, like the stable, because that wasn't good. And then in the next episode, what we'll do is, leftovers, maybe cottage country, or we'll go right to the nature reserve, and then we'll fall back into cottage country because it's going to take some time to level up or get residential demand in place there. So, let's get a little screenshot of maybe this right here for the thumbnail. Cool little skate park, hockey rink, suburbs, library over here. All right, well, have a wonderful day, folks. Talk to you next time back in Fort Prairie. Peace out.